ESG. General people, companies, governments are all interested. And many economies across the world are banking or betting on ESG, specifically environmental friendly technologies, as a means to relaunch the economies after the COVID pandemic is over. So we believe that if we actually have to achieve the net zero agenda by 2050, we need to use more drastic, more effective, more efficient technologies to do that. Because at our current pace, we definitely just not going to get there. Yes, so we believe that the metaverse would actually be a way for us to speed up, to accelerate our progress towards achieving the net zero target by 2050. So how is that going to be possible? Recently, especially in Korea, there's been several IT-based solutions for making renewable energy technology or environmental friendly solutions more effective, more efficient. There have been IoT-based applications for that, and now we believe that with the introduction of the metaverse, we could actually have the metaverse mimic the real world, right? So by doing this, we could carry out tests of new technologies in the metaverse, see how they work first, see how they perform, and then reflect this in the real world. So there's so many different applications, but I just came up with a few of them, which I put here on the slides. So how can the metaverse help us to reduce carbon emissions? So when we speak of carbon emissions, we're talking about the need to reduce the emission of greenhouse gases. So many big big companies like SK or Hanwha, for example, they've invested a lot into carbon emission reduction technologies. So we believe that if we could actually model, factories, for example, using the digital twin technologies, we could model factories, have these factories operate in the metaverse, and then see how much carbon they emit, and see what technologies can be implemented to have these factories reduce the carbon emissions. So this is just one way how the metaverse could help us, model the real world and measure carbon emission reductions. Also, it would be possible for us to monitor the carbon emission made by companies. So when companies who emit so many greenhouse gases, it's going to be possible for us to quantify them, monitor them, analyze the long-term impact on the whole planet, and based on this data, based on this analysis, we would know how to proceed, what needs to be done, and at what pace it has to be done in order for us to achieve the net zero target. So when it comes to nature preservation, for example, we have a huge reserve of forest which is rapidly disappearing due to bushfires, due to deforestation. So the metaverse could be a way for us to monitor our currently existing forest reserves worldwide and see what are the different factors which influence the rate at which these forest reserves are disappearing. Right. So the metaverse could be a very effective approach for us to monitor that and, of course, mitigate the different causes of deforestation. A very good example here is some very well-known project done by Hanwha, I think a few years back, and it might still be ongoing. So what Hanwha did was that they launched a campaign whereby people could plant a tree in the metaverse, like grow a virtual plant, and then Hanwha plants an actual real tree in the real world. So for every tree in the metaverse, there existed an equivalent tree in the real world. So through this campaign, I think Hanwha was able to plant more than 10,000 trees somewhere in Mongolia. And we believe this could be a very effective approach to encouraging many people to get involved in the afforestation projects. And it's quite fun. Okay. Yeah, so so by the way, I represent a company called Ecolinks. I'm the founder of Ecolinks, and we are based here in South Korea. We focus on making renewable energy accessible to everyone and targeting mainly developing countries. So we believe that the metaverse could equally be a very effective approach to making clean energy, much more generalized, much more universal. So how is this going to work? So currently, using the traditional means of investing into energy projects or into infrastructure projects in general, we've realized that there's so many obstacles, right? Like there's so much red tape, so much administrative work involved in analyzing the economic feasibility of these projects and actually carrying out the investments internationally. So we believe that if we could rather use the metaverse, with currency exchanges like it could be crypto, it could be NFT, as means of investing into clean energy projects, this could make the project implementation much faster. Right? And almost anyone with an NFT could get involved in investing in the clean energy business. So this is actually going to accelerate the rate at which we are deploying green energy across the globe. Also, I don't know how many people know about this already. The Korean government plans to make all buildings, I think, above 1,000 meters square, green, zero energy buildings. It's going to be an obligation, probably maybe until next year or so. Buildings would need to be able to track their power consumption, track how much energy they're spending on different processes, and make all this more efficient, such that the overall output of energy is zero. So we believe that by making a digital twin of this building in the metaverse, it will be possible for us to track how much this building is consuming and producing in terms of energy, and make it much more effective. Also, I was at an expo yesterday, the Green Energy Expo, and I came across KEPCO with some interesting project which they're currently doing. They want to make a metaverse-based electrical safety education program, such that you don't have to actually, use real people and make real accidents in the real world. You can do all that in the metaverse. No one gets hurt, right? And then it kind of gives a better feel of why it's important to maintain certain safety practices. Because it's going to be a much more effective approach to education for electrical safety. That's what KEPCO is doing. But this could equally be expanded to different fields of education. Also, we at Ecolinks are trying to come up with a project whereby if you build a solar plant in the metaverse, Ecolinks builds an equivalent solar plant in the real world. Right? So even going further, it will be possible to track how much energy is being produced, how much revenue is generated by this project in the real world, and how efficient this investment is performing. So this brings me towards the end of our presentation. We have partnered with our friends in the metaverse to make a very fun, cool donation project. So if you buy a piece of land in the metaverse, land in Africa, we at Ecolinks are going to use a portion of this investment of yours to build an equivalent solar panel or solar plant in Africa. So through this project, we're trying to provide energy to African villages, specifically to hospitals. Because the hospitals in the rural areas, they suffer from frequent power outages, even during operations, and it's very, very tedious for them. We have spoken with the medical staff, and they really hope we can help them by providing stable energy supply. There's over 700 hospitals, in Cameroon alone, facing this situation. Yeah, so we believe that if we can just simply provide a very small, solar plus ESS system, plus battery storage system, we can make the hospitals more effective. We can prevent people from dying in these hospitals, and we can save lives, basically. So this is our project presentation. We're going to supply clean energy, more stable. We're equally going to educate the young people in these rural areas on solar technology, and through this, we hope to create green jobs for them as well. And as a pilot project, we hope to install solar for at least 20 hospitals. But this is going to be a donation-based project on our part. But Beyond this, we hope to move from a donation model to an actual investment model. So we're currently working on a model, and we hope to do a pilot project in which we can use NFT as a mechanism, as a means for investments into actual solar projects, and guarantee the return on these investments. So we are very open to anyone who has any interest in in bringing together the metaverse and clean energy solutions. You can contact me anytime, and we can talk about how to make a few pilot projects. So that's it. I'm going to end my presentation here. 감사합니다.